Let me say a few things about Hebrew Academy. Okay, Hebrew Academy is not, frat, the white man's frat. You go in, you get smacked on your ass and all that. This ain't that. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the white man's army. You going in, get yelled at, doing all types of half homosexual things and they each other and all this and that. This ain't those things. Hebrew Academy is honorable. The most honorable service of the work of the Lord, building our nation, building our community, challenging our brothers, challenging all these things that you're gonna learn, brothers, starting tomorrow, August 29th. Things that you're gonna learn that you're gonna use, you're gonna be able to use to defend you, yourself, your family, and the state. That's what we do about integrity, about character, about building up those things that support. Things get tough, things get hard. All you gonna run, all you gonna fear, all you gonna abandon your brothers. That's what Hebrew Academy is about. Most honorable Hebrew man, a black American man, to take in his earth in his life. Way far above anything that you learn from the oppressor, anything that you learn from the oppressor schools, any society, fraternities, groups that you can be a part of. There's no bond stronger, more powerful than the bond that you will create in Hebrew Academy. Going through the trials, going through the tribulations, going through the challenges. And those challenges that you will face in Hebrew Academy are challenges that you will face in this walk, building up this nation, building up yourself, serving our King, serving our Lord, Yahweh, all these things that you learn, brothers. Take this as hard. Do not fear, no challenge, no excuse.
I'm one west to they bury me. I be one west to the death to they bury me. One west to they bury me. I'm one west to they bury me. I'm one west to they bury me. I be one west to the death to they bury me. I be one west to the death to they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy to get you fucked up apparently. It's like they scaring me. I said shit, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every word like a vicious. Hit your heart. Bring it back to start making living it. Getting dividends. We start getting ignorant. I be on the soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Now but you're dominant. So what you trying to do? Rhyming chemical. This is funny until I bomb you. Bring apocalypse and put some niggas just popping shit. Team my all-stars. I coach them up like I'm part of it. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and the politics. They vagina shady. So check them like I got a college. It's kind of obvious. The situation is ominous. The way I'm rhyming. And then the regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this. The competition is hard. From the era when the smoke up like a ball. The flow been stupid. Shit. Got to recall the sense on the dominance. One west rather than dominant. Cause I be one west to the death to they bury me. I'm one west to they bury me. I be one west to the death to they bury me. I'm one west to they bury me. I be one west to the death to they bury me. I'm one west to they bury me. I be one west to the death to they bury me. I'm one west to they bury me. When a nigga quiet, you mom and move. But I rhyme like a boo, I'm a super. Rhymes hard like the view, I'm a loser. 9 million losers, 17 in the room. We need a few, sit me, you're a doodle. Obligata, put a got a niggas while I make on every dollar. They ride by like a dollar, lift the semi-dollar. I'm a show stopper, and then the bouncers is the city hopper. But now I'm rolling up a corner, clean in my vodka. I put the leeches on the block, I'm out of chopper. The school already in this work mama. No marijuana, say I got the like a solid side. I'm a corner, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of things are right, but we make eat so good if you get to the fire around me. And I had a nigga skip in the tire, and I'm still going for pleasure. Every bar burn hard, like a fool in the light. Tonight I'm winning, coming through with the sound. U.P. I'm one west to the death to they bury me. I'm one west they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. Any man give his life for Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, and Christ, and fall up under that UPK banner is my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary. It's all about that warfare, boy. It's all about that warfare, boy. My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down. Take ground. My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down. Take ground. Now this ain't no movement, this is takedown. We will not be moved or intimidated. We ain't the type. You got a problem, tell them cross the fucking line. My niggas ain't like soldiers to the left and right. I die for every man body. Before I be a coward, I'd rather be a dead body. This will be my kingdom when the hour plays. You can either get split or get flipped like an hourglass. We live by honor and no excuse. You send the prayer up to the Lord. I told you, then let all the terrorists loose. Hold your tongue or get rebuked, cause you made a truce. With a race to make merchandise out of my bills. You got your gun, then pull it. Me and my niggas start to argue. It's about who gon' bite the bullet. It gon' take out. Opponents better move slow. Attack dog for this truth. Nigga, cool zone. It's all about that warfare, boy. It's all about that warfare, boy. My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down. Take ground. My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down. Oh, thought you could cross us with no consequence, but you will pay this. You should've used your common sense. My seal lit, that means you could never prevail. Hey, with a true sin, hey, with warriors dwell. Be wise with the weapons, cause I promise. My knife is like my wife, she concealed, she wise. I know two things. A robber will not prosper. And any man harm me and my aunt gon' meet the doctor. Cause this life is warfare, it's not an easy walk. Been watching my people die, so you can miss me with that love talk. My UPK soldiers, any man try to cross your path, make you regret what that means. Fall on his ass. Comparing me to you really ain't no contest. Lonely one west, say what? Lonely one west. This for those who thinking we ain't ready for. Tell them back up, I'm about to drop something heavy for. It's all about that warfare, boy. It's all about that warfare, boy. My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down. Take ground. My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down.
Alright, Israel, Shalom, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Rakatah. Yahweh Shemar, Thumb, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Priest and Officer Marah, Officer 1000 and Priest and Officer Ibad Hayah. Alright, the camera, it is a little sideways. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, just tilt it down to this side.
Come.
On the side where nasty Santa Claus is. All right, Shalom Akim, Shalom Akwathian. We're gonna be holding it down for General Hazayan and Captain Akkad Abarayim. You gotta tilt it down like the leg. The leg, yeah, no, the right leg. No, right where you at. The leg where you at. My bad, I said the right leg. Yeah, it's that one right there. My bad, but I didn't mean to confuse you. I mean, but if I could, I can a little bit more tilt it down. It's a little bit, tiny bit. Perfect. There we go. All right. So y'all know it's the Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah. We're gonna be going over the Maccabees, story of the Maccabees. I know that Monday is our scripture breakdown class in Philly. I know that Thursday is for the nation. I'm not sure if y'all switch y'all history, which would be Monday, because our history class is Thursday. So I believe a few cities' history may be on Monday. I'm not sure if y'all still do it on Thursday, but I know for the nation, scripture breakdown is Thursday. So with that being said, we're gonna go into history today, right? History of the Maccabees. Let me try to fix this. There we go. Make it look a little bit better. Hopefully, don't burn us all down in here. You know, I might gotta let him chill. But anyway. So we're gonna go into the history of the Maccabees. We left off Maccabees 3 and 1, right? Let's start at First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 8. We're gonna do a lot of reading. We're gonna read chapter 3, then I'm gonna skip ahead. We're gonna read chapter 8. We might touch on something in chapter 5, but we're gonna skip ahead to chapter 8 and then chapter 9. And I want to try to read the whole chapter. So all of 3, we can start at 3 and 1. All of 3, all of 8, and all of 9, and just a 2-hour class. We already lost 14 minutes playing the music. So with that being said, let's get into it. First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 1. We also got the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. And we have, let me do this. We also have 2letterlookup.com. All right. Boom. I want to post this up on the screen for y'all, just so y'all can see what we use. 2letterlookup.com is a good place if you're a Hebrew teacher or anybody that needs to look up the Hebrew. 2letterlookup.com is a good website to search words if you can't find them in the Bible. All right. Or if you if you can't find them in the Bible, you might be trying to name a brother or a sister or your son or daughter, or you would like the priest to name her, but you want to do a little research yourself. You can also go on 2letterlookup.com in case you can't find that name in the Bible or that word in the Bible, that specific word. You can also use some synonyms and all that to from Google to try to get what you're saying, and you can come here and type it in as well. So we got 2letterlookup.com as well as the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. All right, can you show it, Bubba? Show up, please. With that being said, let's get into First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 1. All right. Oh, first, Salaki, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, congratulations to Ibada Officer 500 in my hand. All right. Give Ibada Officer 500 congratulations. All right. It was definitely deserved. You understand? Yes, let's do Zephaniah chapter 3 and 1, how we always start. And then we're going to go to Ephesians 4 and 4.
Come.
All right.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Gather yourselves together. Who is it talking about? It's talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We need to gather ourselves together. Do you know why we need to gather together? It's obvious. I don't think I even had to explain that. It's obvious that we have to come together. One, because we don't want to come together.
Right.
If you notice, blacks and Hispanics always say, man, black people just come together. We just come together. Nah, you know why we ain't coming together? Because we don't want to.
Right.
Blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians, our First Nation brothers and sisters, we have a demon on us that does not want brotherhood in this nation, man. All our music is kill him this, kill him that, shoot him this, shoot him that, put him in the dirt, put him in the dirt. Body bag him. This is how you body bag him. This is how you cook up the crack that's going to destroy his family. This is how you cook up the cocaine and the heroin that's going to destroy her family. This is how you turn her to a whore. This is why he's I don't even know. They probably all he showed was gay stuff. All right, that's what I'm trying to say. All right, about the LGTBOFIUIC groups. All right. So with that being said, we need to gather together. Go ahead.
Kawakah. Yeah. Gather together.
And just like a hard-headed child, you got to tell them twice. Put it down. I said put it down. Gather together. Yay. Gather together. Like, yeah, that's what the hell I said. I said come together. Because if you think about being an Israelite. How important is it to be an Israelite? How important is it to know that you're an Israelite? And we still can't come together? You still don't want to gather under commanding GEN.YAHANNA? I mean, that, self-explanatory, Abba.
Right.
It's why it's in there twice, because you can have the knowledge of the truth or know about the truth, should I say, for fake Israelite groups. You should know about the truth. You can know about the truth and still can't follow the Bible. I mean, goddamn. How do you know about the truth, know the importance of having the truth, and you still don't follow the Bible? It's a lot. I mean, that's unbelievable. Yay, gather together. Yes, we got to gather together, man. How else are we going to save each other? Huh? We have to come together. Go ahead.
Oh, nation not desired.
Oh, nation not desired. Who is the nation that's not desired? It's us, Israel. Right. It's blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. We are the nation that is not desired in the land of America, and the Netherlands, and Nicaragua, and the UK. I mean, come on, man. And Brazil, and Dominicana, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Panama, Guatemala, America.
Right.
I mean, come on, man. Africa, God damn it. If you stuck in Africa, best believe you ain't on top. If you still stuck in that, ish-hole country.
Right.
Where else? If you somewhere in Saudi Arabia with a goddamn turban on your head, but you're an Israelite, you ain't on top, trust me.
Right.
You're doing worse than that goddamn illiterate orphan Muhammad. You're doing worse than him. Anyway, we got to gather together before the decree bring forth, before Christ returns, man, before the Lord sends his judgment to this earth. Go ahead, iPod.
Okay. Ephesians, sir?
Yes, Ephesians 4:4.
Okay.
To 5.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 4. There is one body.
There is what?
One body.
There is one body. Go ahead.
And one spirit.
And one spirit. It's one body of Christ. It's not me, you, him, her, this person, that fake group, that group, the church. I mean, come on, everybody that loves Jesus. I mean, come on, man. There's one body of Christ, and that's here in the I.S.U.P.K, man. This is where the Lord ordained. Who else was teaching about being an Israelite on the streets the way you see all these fake Israelite groups doing it? Who originated that? Was it Farrakhan? I don't think so. I think Farrakhan met with us, just like Commanding GEN.YAHANNA said, and they didn't want to put down the Bible, but they did want to still throw in that white man and saying the white man is the devil. They did want to steal that. Right. They did want to take parts of the Bible and say Yaakov is the scientist and blah, blah, blah. They got that from Israelites, man. We was one west, 125th Street. They was one east, 125th Street. All right? I mean, they was east, 125th Street. Okay? On the other side. Right. And they sat down with the generals, man. Well, at that time, the heads of the school, the 7 heads. Chief Head Priest Mashah, Chief Head Priest Ariyah, Chief Head Priest Kazak, Lahab, Yeshaya, also Chief Air Priest I.S.U.P.K, Salaki, if I messed up the ranking order. All right. But with that being said, we are the people that ordained this thing, man. Salaki, we're not the ones that ordained it. We are the ones who got ordained to teach this truth, man.
Right.
It was little synagogues everywhere, but it wasn't the truth because we are not a synagogue.
Right.
There was no such thing as an Israelite camp at all before 1969. Right. And who started it? Your fake group? Come on, man, stop. You wish. You wish you could say something bad about the I.S.U.P.K, man. You can't. We your daddies, man.
Right.
I.S.U.P.K is your father and your mother, man. Gave you birth and put you in the womb. Let's move on, right? With that being said, is only one body, and in that one body there is one spirit, and that is the spirit of the Most High in Christ, man.
Right.
Read.
Even as ye are called in one hope of your calling.
Here's the thing, fake Israelite groups. If you're called in one hope of your calling, meaning there's one thing that you have to, that we all hope for. But the problem is, how do you know if you're called if you just did it yourself? If nobody said, if you didn't get together with the other men that were called, how do you know if you're called? Who sieves you like through the sift?
Right.
Who tries you through the fire to say that you're called? Christian church? Everybody loved Jesus. So who's called? Everybody that goes to church? So the whore on the stripper pole is called by Jesus. But the whore on the stripper pole that don't come to church is not called by Jesus. So the Muslim that's on his deen and the Muslim that's not on his deen is not called by Jesus, but the Muslim that's on his deen is called by Jesus. I mean, that makes no sense.
Right.
So the I.S.U.P.K is called by the Most High in Christ, and so are you. But you're not with us and you talk about us. That just sounds stupid as hell.
Right.
Back to the point. It's one spirit, and we all got one hope, man. That this is what you don't understand. That we come together and gain our people out of the world and give this nation the spirit of Christ and the spirit of the Most High God.
Right.
And that we get salvation, man, before the Lord sends his decree out. Every year, Commander GEN.YAHANNA gives an order for all camps to come back home, man. And you won't do it like a disobedient child. Well, there are belts for disobedient children, man.
Right.
Just like we're about to read how the Maccabees, became the belt to the oppressor when he thought he was going to do something disobedient towards God's people. We became the human living belt to go against his, narrow ASS, how they used to say, for being devilish. My grandma used to say that all the time to me, brother Salaki. I was a terrible child. He used to say all the time I was being devilish, and she was going, get with my narrow ASS. Those exact words. Well, she would actually say the word, So with that being said, Esau had to get hands and feet put on him, across his narrow ASS, for being devilish and trying to try Israel, man.
Right.
Let's read about it. First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 1. Okay. Let me know when you got it. Shout out to everybody online. All right. Big shout out to everybody online. Shout out to Napash Kaya. Shout out to Vanessa Coleman. Shout out to Shakaya Bath Yahawada. All right, let's keep going. Let's go up. Shout out to Kadasha Yahawada. All right. Shout out to Shara Wana. What's going on, Shara? All right. Shout out to Shamkai Yasha Allah. Okay, and the list goes on. All right. So with that being said, water for everybody for signing in. Did I get Napash Kaya? What's going on, Napash? What it is? All right. with that being said, let's get into it. First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 1.
Come on, God.
The pie, hit me up, man. I still want to send you that war belt and the everything you ordered from before that you didn't get. I mean, I just make another one for you and send it to you, man. All right. Send me the address too. And that's righteous. Send me the addy. You know how our brothers, with that evil spirit on them. Send me your address too, man, and anything that you want. I'm gonna ship it out to you for free, all that, man. All right. Because you didn't get it before. So First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 1. Let's read.
Come on,
So
God.
I'm about to do a lot of reading, y'all. All right, so be with us. We got an hour and a half. Let's get it.
Come on, God. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 1. Then his son Judas, called Maccabeus, rose up in his stead.
Then Judas, called Maccabeus, rose up in his father's stead. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And all his brethren helped him. And so did all they that held with his father. And they fought with cheerfulness the battle of Israel. Verse 3.
So wait, they fought with cheerfulness. This ain't something that you should be sad about. You shouldn't be sad about going to camp.
Right.
The carnality in us makes us, feel the carnal flesh. How can I say it? The flesh is weak. So at times where you got to be strong, your flesh may be weak. All right. So your flesh may be tired. You got a slave. You just came from the slave. But the job is more important than you yourself, than your body, than your soul. The job is more important than that, man. All right, go ahead.
Verse 3. So he gat his people great honor, and put on a breastplate as a giant, and girt his warlike harness about him.
And ISUPK warlike apparel, y'all hit me up, y'all, about them garments, man. All right. Get with your brother, man. Shout out to Officer Karabat on a ill garment. I'm not sure who made it. I don't know if Officer Azahab made it. Big shout out to Officer Azahab and his mother for putting it down with them garments, man. I'm trying to get his sister on the team, Officer Taziad out of the Delaware camp. His rib, Lord willing, I had to hit you up, Taziad. I called you the other day too. I ain't get no answer. You might have been dead. Phone might have been dead or something. Man, try to get your rib on deck. Sew these garments for me, man. We get them rocking and rolling. Any other sisters that's trying to get on deck, man, and let's push these garments out. Also, too, I'm going to be doing a video for the garment department, man, showing y'all how to make the traditional garments to cut down some of the shipping costs on each zone. We want to look fly, man. We need to do it for a good, reasonable price, man. All right, the goal ain't to get rich in Israel. The goal is to do the will of the Lord. All right.
Right.
So with that, and if you get enough sales, you will be rich. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna do a couple videos, man, just to like template videos on what to do and the measurements and how to take them for the traditional garments, how to do the karate gis, where you get them from, how to make the war belts, armbands, all that stuff. So each zone can deal with that specific zone, and then unless it's somebody in another zone will make something specific that you would like, then you would just go to that zone. But we shouldn't all have to pay ridiculous. We shouldn't all have to make FedEx and the USPS super filthy rich off of us trying to do the work of the Lord. All right. So with that being said, and you can get those extra funds to whoever made them. You know what I mean? So with that being said, let's keep on reading. It said he did what with the warlike what?
And girt his warlike harness about him.
And girt his warlike harness about him. Go ahead. Meaning he put on his war belt. All right? That's what it's talking about. He put his war belt on. He girt his warlike harness about him. Go ahead.
And he made battles.
And he made what?
Battles.
And he made what?
Battles.
And he made battles. Go ahead.
Protecting the host with his sword.
Protecting the host with his sword. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And his axe, he was like a lion.
And his axe, he was like a lion. He was vicious, man. He was serious about this work. Go ahead.
And like a lion's whelp, roaring for his prey.
And like a lion's whelp roaring for his prey. Meaning he was dead serious about going to war for Israel, man. All right? Let's keep going.
Verse 5. For he pursued the wicked.
He did what?
Pursued the wicked.
He pursued the wicked. Go ahead.
And sought them out.
And sought them out. Go ahead.
And burnt up those that vexed his people.
And did what?
Burnt up those that vexed his people.
And he burnt up those that vexed his people. He was putting in work. I thought God was all love, Bob. I thought it was all love, hugs and kisses. Not right here.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. Wherefore the wicked shrunk for fear of him.
Wherefore the wicked shrunk for fear of him. Yo, Gotti said this. He said, all them niggas P-U-S-S-Y, when they see me, they get little. That's biblical, man. That term, that phrase. He said, when they see me, they shrink. They get little. And they ain't all big and puffed up as they usually are when they talking about me. But when they see me, now they shrink. He said he did what?
Wherefore the wicked shrunk for fear of him.
Go ahead.
And all the workers of iniquity were troubled.
And all the workers of iniquity were troubled. Why? Because Judas Maccabeus was no joke.
Right.
Go ahead.
Because salvation prospered in his hand.
Because the Lord was with him, man. Salvation prospered in his hand. Go ahead.
Verse 7. He grieved also many kings.
He did what?
Grieved also many kings.
He grieved also many kings. Hey, Abba, can we blow out, let's blow out these 3 candles. Just so when these 3 go, we'll have 3. The last 3 class.
Come on.
If I could.
Just blow them out, sir.
Yeah, you just blow out. There we go. That's perfect. Go out. All right, go ahead so I can read it again.
Come on. And he grieved also many kings.
Salaki. He grieved also many kings. Go ahead.
And made Jacob glad with his acts.
And made Jacob glad with his acts. Go ahead.
And his memorial is blessed forever.
And his memorial is blessed forever. Go ahead. And that's true because even to this day, we still read about Judas Maccabeus. Go ahead.
Right. Verse 8. Moreover, he went through the cities of Judah, destroying the ungodly out of them.
He did what?
Destroying the ungodly out of them.
Now, where does Christianity have room? And this type of serving the Lord? Meaning the real way of serving God, where there's no room for Christianity. There's no room for slap me in the head and not give you a hug. There's no room for shoot my brother in the face and not give you a hug. Listen, that ain't forgiveness, man. That's just being weak. You forgive and you forget. That is the Christian forgiveness. Us in here, we forgive, but we remember.
Right.
And that's why we forget it. That's why we forget. We forget the correct way by just letting it go after we make peace. But you still remember. It ain't forgive and just forget all about what happened. Because guess what? When you face to face with them and they make a mistake again, oh, you're going to see that memory come up.
Right.
And then there's going to be another dead body. You know why? Because you really should have remembered. You should have remembered what happened. So that way you don't go through it again.
Right.
And I.S.U.P.K, a brother wrong you. We make amends, we make peace, and we forget about it. And the way we forget about it is remembering the ought that we had with each other and how we had to fix it.
Right.
And the things we got to do to make that never happen again. Just hugging the oppressor is not going to stop him from killing you.
Right.
Did you forget? Yeah, they did. Christians forget. They forget what they had to go through to fix the situation. We remember that in I.S.U.P.K, which is why once we make amends, we don't ever have the same issues again.
Right.
Because we remember what happened. We remember what we had to do. We remember those counsels. We remember the judgments from those councils to make sure that it doesn't happen again. And that's how we able to forget and move on. Not by just, oh, okay, it never happened. We make it like it never happened, but we also take the wisdom from it, man. We remember the wisdom from it and the things that we gained from that situation.
Right.
Or the things that we lost from that situation. And that's how we able to be brothers and sisters, man. Again.
Right.
But Christianity, this ain't no room for Christianity here. Christians will not destroy the ungodly from among them. They won't do that. Or out of them, since that's what the scripture says. Salak, go ahead.
And turning away wrath from Israel.
And doing what?
Turning away wrath from Israel.
Allowing room for homosexuality to spread in your congregation.
Turning away wrath from Israel.
Acting like you don't see the homosexuals in your congregation.
Turning away wrath from Israel.
That's not turning away wrath from Israel when you condone wickedness. Is not turning wickedness away.
Right.
Allowing wickedness to happen is not turning wickedness away. I knew I was in the right place when my first major council in the school. The car said the same thing to me, and it clicked in my head. I remember the same thing, sitting in that major council, like, damn, where in the hell am I at? Like, why are they so orderly? Like, why are they making sure every little dot and jot and tittle is crossed in this place, man? Where am I? And it just made me feel so at home and so safe, man. Made me feel like I was not alone anymore in the streets. Meaning, even though you got homies, it's every man for themselves when it comes down to it. And then here, the way we checked everything, it was like, nah, I'm home, man. This is family here. We are going to make sure that everything is good, man. We are going to make sure that everything is okay. All right, I'm going to keep on reading. And you know why? Because we turn away wrath from Israel. We destroy the ungodly from this place, man. They got to go. You can't stay in here being the way you was in the world. You got to change, man. All right, let's keep on reading. Verse 9. So that he was renowned unto the utmost part of the earth. And Judas Maccabeus is still renowned unto this day. Unto the utmost part of the earth, man. He is still renowned. I'm going to keep on reading. And he received unto him such as were ready to perish. And that's exactly what Commander GEN.YAHANNA does for this nation, man. He receives everybody that's ready to perish, man. He receives them, man. He receives everybody that is ready to perish. When we out in the world, man, without Commander GEN.YAHANNA, man, with that spirit of the Lord on him, such loyalty, such righteousness, man, we will all be lost dogs, lost sheep, living like caged animals, or an animal that needs to be caged out by Shem Yahshua out here in these streets, man. Come on now. And we need to be honest. We know we would be. All right, let's keep on reading. Verse 10.
Oh, God.
I'm going to read until you get there.
I got it, sir.
All right, no sweat.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 3, and verse 10. Then Apollonius gathered the Gentiles together in a great host out of Samaria to fight against Israel.
Now, what did this cat do?
Then Apollonius gathered the Gentiles together.
He gathered the Gentiles together. He gathered them together. To do what?
To fight against Israel.
To fight against Israel. That's the oppressor. It's all love and hugs if we're going to serve him and not serve our God. But when we serve the oppressor, we die anyway. So what's the point? You might as well serve your God.
Right.
And if you don't serve him, then what does he do? He gathers the Gentiles to whoop your ass. Or at least attempt to anyway. That's what they attempted to.
Right.
In this case, it is found out that the hands and feet of Israel was more than they could handle. Go ahead.
Verse 11.
That's what we say. I don't know if they say that everywhere. But in Philly, we say we put hands and feet on it.
Right.
I mean, it's a rumble. It's a fight. You know what I mean? Or Yashamai said, beat the brakes off you. Go ahead, man. Read.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 3, and verse 11. Which thing, when Judas perceived, he went forth to meet him, and so he smote him and slew him. Many also fell down slain, but the rest fled.
There's no room for Christianity in serving God, man.
Right.
There's no room for Islam in serving God.
Right.
Because Islam, all they gonna have you do is kill all day, and you never ever gonna get salvation or redeem anybody.
Right.
Everybody gonna be dead. Even you, when you get in an argument with another Muslim. Muslims kill each other, man.
Right.
Same way Christians kill each other. Ain't no room for repentance, man. Which is why religion has no room in serving God, man. There's no room for religion in serving God. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Wherefore Judas took their spoils, and Apollonius swore also, and therewith he fought all his life long.
And he took the cat's sword and he used it to fight every other battle. After he took spoils is gain from war, is what you get from war, is the gain from it.
Right.
But just think about it today. People knock somebody out, what they do, they go in their pockets.
Right.
That's spoil. It's just something that comes with war. It's taking what the person got. Beat them up, take what they got. Now, I don't know why that goes hand in hand, but that's how it is. You knock somebody out, you run in his pockets. I mean, that's all we ever learn. You take what he has, that's spoil, all right?
Right.
Now, let's keep on going. Verse 13.
Verse 13. Now when Saron, a prince of the army of Syria, heard say that Judas had gathered unto him a multitude and company of the faithful to go, faithful
to do what?
To go out with him to war.
What is faith? Faith is works.
Right. Right.
He gathered the people who were serving the Lord.
Right.
Not the Jesus lovers on the Sabbath day. Because back then in Israel, it was still Christianity. It was just on Saturday. That was always just on the correct day. That's about it. It was, oh, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus on a Saturday morning instead of a Sunday morning. That's all. Same thing, different day.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's ridiculous how you have to prove yourself. Because and I hate to say it, it's ridiculous that you have to prove yourself, because without proving yourself, it would just be a ton of lies.
Right.
But it's a damn shame that you got to prove yourself. Like, we should be a nation that if we say we serve the Lord, you should believe us.
Right.
We're his people. I mean, damn, don't that come with it?
Right.
You a Jew. You shouldn't even have to say it. That's why I'm getting. Oh, he a Jew? Oh yeah, he good. You can leave your money right there. That's how it should be. But instead, it's like, oh, you a Jew? That's what's up. Let me make sure I got how much in my wallet. All right, cool. Dang. Like, that's Israel today, man. Like, oh, you an Israelite and you know about the truth? That's cool. That's what's up. Yeah, let me make sure how much I got in my wallet. Only place you ain't got to do that is in the ISUPK. Go ahead.
And that will also prevent being racially profiled. It's like if they think you stole a car or you robbed somebody, it's like, no, he's a Jew. He fights.
Yo, that's real life. Like, I can hear a nigga saying, no, that's a Jew, bro. He good. He one of us. Oh, all right, my bad. Maybe a little too light skinned. Might be iffy to a brother. You know what I mean? All the stigma, the whole light skinned garbage they talk about us. But you like, all right, who this cat right here? Oh no, he a Jew. He good. Oh, all right. He's straight. Maybe a little too dark skinned. Might think you African. You know what I mean? Like, who this nigga? Oh, he Israelite. He good. Oh, all right, cool. That's how it should be. That's how it should be.
Right.
You should be able to leave a stranger in your home with your wife and children if he's a Jew.
Right.
Home alone with your wife and children while you in a whole nother country and ain't been there in 3 months. You should be able to do that. Not saying that Satan ain't gonna mess with him. Satan damn sure gonna mess with him, but you know when you come back home, she is still gonna be your wife and not his.
Right.
Your kids are not gonna be sexually mistreated. I mean, It should be like, you should come back home and your house should have grown. And not because he's been smashing your rib, but because he's helping your money grow. Right. He's making sure everything is cool so your rib can help your money grow, so your kids can help your money grow, man. And not the opposite. All right, let's keep going because we got a lot to get into. So, Wilder Malaki.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, 3 and verse 13.
Go.
Now when Saron,
you already did that one. We have verse 14.
Verse 14. He said, I will get me a name and honor in the kingdom, for I will go fight with Judas and them that are with him, who despise the king's commandment.
Who do what?
Despise the king's commandment.
He said what?
Despise the king's commandment.
He said, I will get me a name and honor in the kingdom, for I will go fight with Judas, the one putting hands and feet on everybody. That that Jew that was Mike Tyson and everybody, Holyfield everybody, you know what I mean? And them that are with him. To do what, Salaki?
Who despise the king's commandment.
Who don't give a damn about serving the oppressor. That's what they said. Let's keep going.
Verse 15. So he made him ready to go up. And there went with him a mighty host of the ungodly to help him.
A mighty host of the ungodly. Imagine a ton of niggas that don't serve the Lord going against a ton of cats that do serve the Lord.
Right.
I mean, if you lose, that's because the Lord wanted you to lose. That's the set.
Right.
It was a lesson to be learned for somebody, or I don't know, for some reason why. But it should be no way in hell you lose to an ungodly man.
Right.
Go ahead.
Come. And to be avenged of the children of Israel. Verse 16. And when he came near to the going up of Beth-horon,
I wanted to save him so that
Judas went forth to meet him with a small company.
Nonetheless, we got any more candles? Yeah. All right, cool.
Verse 17.
I just ain't want to waste all the candles. I'm trying to save some. Water. Go ahead. Can you read that again?
Come. And when he came near to the going up of Beth-horon, Judas went forth to meet him with a small company.
Judas went forth to meet him with what?
A small company.
A small company. Not big, not a ton of people. A small company. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Who, when they saw the host coming to meet him, said unto Judas, how shall we be able, being so few, to fight against so great a multitude and so strong, seeing we are ready to faint with fasting all this day?
Think about this. They fasted. They didn't fast it. They didn't did everything they had to do. Shalom Yashabrakatah. To get the Lord on their side. Fasting. They going to war and still fasting. Because they need the Lord on their side. Not every ungodly person is a skinny, weak, nothing. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's ungodly. He's a heathen. The nigga, he won Mr. Olympia, 8-9 times straight. Even though I believe they cheated some brothers, but the brothers lost because I believe they shouldn't be butt naked in a damn Speedo, showing their body off for the white man.
Right.
Anyway, who else? There's a ton of, wrestlers 7 feet tall. The Big Show from back in the day. Who else? Kane, all them other cats. Come on, man. You got Matumbo, even though he's scrawny and all that. But they 7 feet, 9 feet tall. What's the other one? The Chinese one, Yao Ming. He was another super tall, lanky, stupid, dumb. The heathens, man. You know what I mean? But still, you put a sword in their hand, they might can do something with it. Even if they close their eyes and swing, they got a reach, man.
Right.
80-inch reach. What you gonna do? Better duck. Seriously, you better do something. You better, man, catch him while they in the air with the Yai, you know, whatever y'all learning in the Hebrew Academy.
Right.
I don't want to say too much. Man, listen, y'all better look. Not every heathen is a weak, scrawny nothing.
Right.
Some of these cats is strong, but you still gotta win. So they gotta fast to get the Lord on their side, hoping maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger tumble down the hill like goddamn Humpty Dumpty. Right. I catch him and cut his damn head off. Maybe he make a mistake and somebody stab him in the neck by accident trying to get to me.
Right.
You need the Lord on your side, man. The Lord makes those things happen. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few.
I don't know if y'all seen this video. I think it was on TikTok or Facebook. It was a brother. You know, him and the heathen arguing. Him and the oppressor. The oppressor, he's backing up, but he got something in his hand. And another oppressor takes off his jacket, comes behind the brother, steals the brother. The brother steals him, knocks him halfway across the street, starts beating up the other cat. And you know they're so weak because the cat was hitting him with whatever he had in his hand. And the brother was still hitting him up, piecing him, boom, 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 boom. The other oppressor, he get himself together, come back, steal the brother again, bang. The brother turn around, piece him up, boop, boop. Then turn back to the other cat, piece him up, boom, boom, boom. And ain't like you, I don't want to say too much about the Hebrew Academy. Y'all learn about certain moves. We are dealing with more than one person at the same time. Ain't like he was doing all that. He was just putting hands and feet on them devils. Right. And at the end, the cat that was hitting him with the joint, he beats him up. He moves out the way. Then here comes the second oppressor. Many of that oppressor put that boy to sleep. It ain't nothing for a multitude to be shut up in the hands of a few, man. Right. That ain't nothing with the Lord, man. Go ahead.
And with the God of heaven, it is all one to deliver with a great multitude or a small company.
Either or. The Lord is the one in the battle. He the one watching it. Remember what they said. Remember this precept. For time's sake, I ain't going to pull it. I'm going to just quote it. When they lifted up Moses' arms, when we was battling, we lifted up Moses' arms. When his arms was up, we won the battle. Because he was so old, because he was an older man, I believe in his 70s or maybe 80s, maybe even 90s at this time. Because he was so old, he couldn't hold his arms up for long. So he would drop his arms because of his strength. So he dropped in his arms, or lack of strength, so to speak. And when his arms dropped, we started to lose the battle. So I believe Joshua and Caleb held up his arms, and so that we could win the battle. They held his arms up. That's spiritual power. You don't need a bullet. Listen, think about this, man. The Lord said we can't imagine the kingdom, right? We can't imagine the kingdom of heaven. So think about all the crazy thoughts of all the supernatural things you could do, all the things we see in movies, all the things that you can actually imagine in the kingdom. If it's greater than that, then goddamn, it's worth this life losing it, man. Right. Imagine, what do you need a bullet for? You can just crush the soul of the person with the gun in his hand. Right. Like literally crush his organs, squeeze them together while he's shooting the gun. Like he go to shoot the gun, you freeze the bullets and crush his soul. Right. From inside. Like he's like this, but everything in him is crushed. Right. To pieces, like to dust. Like his bones, his heart, his organs, they are being squished. Like as if he was in the back of a trash truck. Like you just crack and you squeezing them to death. Right. You just drop his bullets. Like that's some amazing power, man. You appear out of nowhere like, I got you, Amalek. You thought you was gonna get away with that. And he pull out the AK and go to shoot, and you just freeze the bullets and squeeze his soul to death. And right before he died, you appear back in front of Christ, like here you go with his head. With him and his body by his head. As he's dying, he get to see Christ and get his head chopped off, man. That's amazing. That's the Lord.
Right.
Read.
This book of First Maccabees, chapter 3, and verse 19. For the victory of battle standeth not in the multitude of an host, but strength cometh from heaven.
But the strength come from heaven, man. That's the Most High. Spiritual power comes from the Lord. Read.
Verse 20. They come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us, and our wives and children, and to spoil us.
But to spoil us, meaning to take what we got, to knock us the hell out and go in our pockets. Go ahead.
Verse 21. But we fight for our lives and our laws.
We do what?
We fight for our lives and our laws.
Somebody come against y'all at the camp. Pull this scripture on them. Pull. This is 1 Maccabees 3 and 21. You pull this on them. You say, what? They're coming against y'all like they tough. You say, listen, brother, hold on. First off, we about the peace and salvation for our people.
Right.
But if we did have to fight, you should know this, that we fight for our law, for our lives and our laws. We willing to die for this, man.
Right.
1 Maccabees 3 and 21. Y'all make sure y'all remember this scripture, if I could. Go ahead.
Verse 22. Wherefore the Lord himself will overthrow them before our face.
Meaning the Lord is going to be the one to destroy them before our face. Imagine you trip. Imagine you go to swing on the cat, but he's too far. In the midst of swinging on him, you trip and stumble, and they give you the extra that you need. You know what I mean? That extra boom.
Right.
And he go down. You didn't know he was going to trip. You didn't. If it was up to you, you would not have tripped.
Right.
If it was up to you, you would have tried to, but you couldn't. You end up tripping and falling, but your fist fell right where it needed to be, man. That's the Most High. Ever been in a fight and you fall? You trip and go down. Ain't like they drop you, you trip and go to the ground. That piss a person off, brother. Especially when you about to win. That's when you know, like, oh, I'm about to tear fire to this cat. And then you trip and go down. You be like, damn. That's the Lord, man. Go ahead.
And as for you, be ye not afraid of them.
And don't be afraid of these heathens, man.
Right.
Let's keep going.
Verse 23. Now, as soon as he had left off speaking, he leapt suddenly upon them.
He did what?
He leapt suddenly upon them.
Now, as soon as he had left off speaking, he leapt suddenly upon them. Go ahead.
And so Saron and his host was overthrown before him.
And they had to put hands and feet on him, and they overcame.
Right.
Go ahead. Beat the brakes off of them. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And they pursued them from the going down of Beth Horon unto the plain, where were slain about 800 men of them. And the residue fled into the land of the Philistines.
So not only did they beat a couple brothers behind, they had them taking flight. They had to get up out of there. They're like, hold up, whoa, hold up. We starting to lose. Let's roll. From the hands of a few. Because, think about this. If it's too many of y'all, everybody not going to hit the one person. Don't you know when you jump somebody, you be hitting your own friends too sometimes? Depending on how many times you go to fight and y'all, doing whatever y'all doing and your man's hit you by accident. I was in the car with y'all eyes, right? This is back during the gang war days he was telling me about, right? He had like gang wars in Philly. Around the time where the Warriors movie came out, that was like a real life thing where cats with gang war and all that stuff, right? And use like zip guns and things like that. That was like the only type of real gun they would use back then. It was like a zip gun. And that was like, everybody wouldn't use that. It was more so just straight up, fist fighting and maybe a battle, you know what I mean? A billy clubs, things like that, But it was like hand-to-hand combat. And he was like, man, you be fighting the cat, and the cat punch you and spin you around, and you punch your man's in the face. That's why. Because he punched you and knock and spin you around. And you turn around to swing back, and this is your homie right there. Because he done spun you around and you punch your man's in the face. That is possible, man.
Right.
A cat kick you, you fall, roll up, and swing, and you cut one of your soldiers' arm off. Because you so angry just trying to get back at the cat, you don't realize you done rolled and turned around, you get up and chop your man's head off. That's possible, man, with the Lord. So he slew 800 men, and the residue fled into the land of the Philistines. Go ahead.
Verse 25. And then began the fear of Judas and his brethren.
And then began what?
The fear of Judas and his brethren.
Then began the fear of Judas and his brethren. Shalom, Mashamori, Abba, Shimi, Al Shabrakatha, man. What's going on, warriors? Stay strong, brother, for real. Lord be with you, Yahweh Shemi Al Shabrakatha. So yeah, keep going, say it again.
Then began the fear of Judas and his brethren.
Then began the fear of Judas and his brethren, man. That's when they started to really get famous. They put them cats to flight. Them little bitty cats put all them heathens to flight. They began to straight up be famous after that. It wasn't like no damn joke after that. It was like these cats is the real deal. All right. Let's keep going. All right. So now it's 11:03. I'm gonna skip us to chapter 8. All right. Skip us over to chapter 8, and we're gonna start at 8. And then at 11:30 we're gonna go to 9. All right. So just bear with me. All right. This is First Maccabees chapter 8 and verse 1. You got it.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 8 and verse 1. Now Judas had heard of the fame of the Romans, that they were mighty and valiant men, and such as would lovingly accept all that joined themselves unto them.
So these Italians, they was pretty strong. They was putting in some work. Because that's where Rome is at, Italy. I mean, the Vatican and all that in Europe. I mean, and so these cats, these Romans, who was formerly the Greeks, before they conquered all them Greeks and went and started Rome and all that. So now these Romans, they were strong and they was putting hands and feet on people.
Right.
Judas Maccabeus even heard about it. Go ahead. But he also heard that they would accept anybody that was willing to unite with them. Go ahead.
And make a league of amity with all that came unto them.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 2. And that they were men of great valor. It was told him also of their wars and noble acts which they had done among the Galatians, and how they had conquered them and brought them under tribute.
Now, let's fast forward. How we got a book of Galatians? Because the Romans put hands and feet on them Galatians.
Right.
And then us being sinners, eventually, we of course, since we joined, which we're about to read, we joined into the Romans. That's how we began to have the Romans ruling over us. We should have just continued to fight the battle without the Romans. We should have just continued to fight a strong battle with the Lord. And why does it say All right, no sweat. Damn, Salaki, y'all flew out of here, guys. All right, I didn't even know we had no sound. We was reading it. Well, that's more like the Lord right there, because all we just read, y'all, if y'all couldn't hear anything, was just how the Romans was whooping everybody behind. Nobody gives a damn about them Romans. Let's keep on going, all right?
Tawakal.
We had First Maccabees 8 and where we at?
Tawakal. Read the book at First Maccabees, chapter 8 and verse 13.
Go ahead.
Verse 13. Also, that whom they would help to a kingdom, those reign, and whom again they displace. Finally, that they were greatly exalted.
Finally, that they were what?
Greatly exalted.
Hold on, y'all. I know the camera just went out. I moved the computer back on purpose. Salakia. I'm gonna switch this camera. We just had a little issue with these camera cords. Which one is it? USB camera. There we go. All right, no sweat. Hey, Abba, can we grab some more candles too?
Okay.
Maybe one more should work. All right.
Okay.
So we just read a whole ton of scriptures on how the Romans was getting at everybody, beating everybody's behind. All right. So y'all ain't really missed nothing good anyway. Just about how Rome was started taking over. They beat up the Greeks, and that's about it. Ain't nothing important. Them Romans, they evil. They run the earth today. That's about it. All right. So I'm gonna continue to read as Abba puts the other candle in. What verse were you at?
15 or 14 with purple.
With the word purple.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. None of them. All right, verse 14. So we had First Maccabees chapter 8 and verse 14. Yeah, just that one is cool. We leave that one up there. All right. So I'm gonna put the scripture back up there. We're gonna keep on reading. First Maccabees chapter 8 and verse 14. I'll read this one.
I got this one.
Oh, you got it?
Okay. This book of First Maccabees chapter 8 and verse 14. Yet for all this none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. Moreover, how they had made for themselves a senate house, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting a way for the people, to the end they might be well ordered. Verse 16. And they that committed their government to one man every year, who ruled over all their country, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy nor emulation among them. Verse 17. In consideration of these things, Judas chose Eupolemus, the son of Don, the son of Achos, and Jason, the son of Eleazar.
So, in considering all these things that the Romans had done, how they got one man ruling their country every year, they done whooped everybody's behind while we was on mute, thank the Lord, because nobody gives a damn about how powerful the Romans are. Now, Judas, considering all these things, he chose who?
Eleazar and Jason, the son of...
He chose Eliop.
And chose Eupolemus.
Go ahead.
The son of John. The son of Achos. And Jason, the son of Eleazar. And sent them to Rome to make a league.
To do what?
To make a league of amity and confederacy with them.
And that's where we effed up at. That was a major mistake. We was already doing good. We might not have been doing like the Romans was doing, but we was on our way. We was on our way to conquering them.
Right.
But of course, we went and made a league with the Romans. And, in our ignorance, man. In our ignorance, and, we went and made a league with the Romans when we had so many opportunities to make it right. To just make it. Remember, the Lord rather obedience than sacrifice.
Right.
He can change his mind.
Right.
He can rewrite the history books, man.
Right.
And Israel, goddamn, come on. What we don't want is for the Lord to change his mind and say, I'm done with Israel.
Right.
Like he did with Moses.
Right.
And say, I'm going to make a nation out of you. But Moses pleaded with the Lord, man. We don't want that. We got to get our act together. Man, the Lord, he could change his mind. He could say, I had a whole thing planned out for y'all, but since y'all got your act together, I'm gonna let it ride. Y'all better not F up again, but I'm gonna let it ride.
Right.
Even though I had this whole thing planned of punishment, the whole scheme. How the evil movies do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? With the laugh and all that. He could have definitely, put us through more hell than he did.
Right.
He also could have definitely gave us the kingdom, man. He could have sent Christ back then. Christ wasn't born, but he could have still made it right then. He could have made it so that, Christ reigned forever by being born in the earth.
Right. Right.
And then the Lord say, this is my beloved son, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Everybody gonna hear him anyway.
Right.
And all nations bow to Christ, man. Right. We just couldn't get our goddamn act together, man. Go ahead.
Verse 18. And to entreat them that they would take the yoke for them.
Take the what for them?
The yoke from them.
See, that's the thing. He always running to the damn white man. We don't need the oppressor, man. That was the only thing we should have not done. We should have just continued fasting for all that.
Right.
Damn. But it was prophesied, so there's nothing we can do about that. And like I said, the Lord could have changed his mind, but, we went and made that league with the Romans, and life probably was good for a little bit. So the Romans looked at us like we were nothing, the same way they look at their own people like they were nothing. They beat the Greeks behind.
Right.
They got the Greeks paying tribute to them. Who the hell are we? Except for some mongrel, some peasants begging for their help. Another welfare needy ASS person. That's how they look at us, man. They look at us as nobodies, man. As just a person that needs a damn handout. It's another handout for another Negro. That's how they look at us, man. All right, let's keep on going.
Okay. For they saw that the kingdom of the Grecians did oppress Israel with servitude.
They saw that what?
For they saw that the kingdom of the Grecians did oppress Israel with servitude.
For they saw that the kingdom of the Grecians did oppress Israel with servitude. So them Romans, they ain't dumb. They know what their brothers was doing to everybody. Look at what they was doing. Look at what they had to do to their brothers. They knew what it was hitting for. They knew their brothers was bullying Israel, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 19. They went therefore to Rome, which was a very great journey, and came into the Senate, where they spake and said, Judas Maccabeus with his brethren and the people of the Jews have sent us unto you to make a confederacy and peace with you, and that we might be registered your confederates and friends.
Listen, never trust our enemy, man. You cannot trust a snake.
Right.
You can't trust a black snake, and you can't trust a white snake.
Right.
You can't trust a green snake, and you can't trust a yellow and red and green snake.
Right.
They all snakes.
Right.
I mean, no matter the color of the goddamn snake, you can't trust it. You can't trust a garden snake when it's a baby.
Right.
It'll still bite you and pee on you. Goddamn, if you ever held a garden snake, they will pee on you. You can't trust a snake, man. It's a snake. Goddamn, you.
Right.
I mean, we made a mistake. Go ahead.
Verse 21. So that matter pleased the Romans well.
Of course it's going to please. Look at these peasants coming to beg for my help. I'm so great. All the hands and feet I put on everybody I buy. I'm just the man. Yeah, get those peasants the help they need. Can you imagine what the oppressor? I mean, as if he loved us. He didn't give a damn about us.
Right.
He'd have helped if the Grecians would have came to him. He would have helped the Grecians beat our behind.
Right.
Let's read, man. Salaki. Let's read.
Verse 22. And this is the copy of the epistle which the Senate wrote back again in the tables of brass and sent to Jerusalem, that there they might have by them a memorial of peace and confederacy.
That was a big mistake. Let's read it.
Verse 23. Good success be to the Romans and to the people of the Jews, by sea and by land forever. The sword also an enemy be far from them. Verse 24.
Meaning let war be far from them. Y'all can just live good. Go ahead.
If there come first any war upon the Romans or any of their confederates throughout all their dominion, verse 25, the people of the Jews shall help them.
So wait. And it's like signing a damn record contract, a bad record deal.
Right.
So in order for you to help me, if the goddamn East Indian with a boogie in his damn nose start getting bullied by somebody, I got to show up. I got to leave my children to help the people that like 3 damn years ago or 30 years ago, I just had to put hands and feet on them. Well, I mean, you sign that contract. That's what you sign.
Right.
Go ahead.
As the time shall be appointed, with all their heart.
With all their heart, all their mind. Meaning you got to fully be, all you can be.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 26. Neither shall they give anything unto them that make war upon them, or aid them with victuals, weapons, money, or ships, as it hath seemed good unto the Romans. But they shall keep their covenants without taking anything thereof. Therefore.
Go ahead.
Verse 27.
Meaning you can't help anybody that's going against Rome. You got to keep your covenant. Go ahead.
Verse 27.
You got to keep your agreement. That's what a covenant is. Go ahead.
In the same manner also, if war come first upon the nation of the Jews, the Romans shall help them with all their heart, according as the time shall be appointed them.
Don't this sound like when you go to court? This is exactly how they type up their documents in court. If you ever been in any type of court, this is how the manuscript looks. If that's what it's called, that's how the paperwork look. This is exactly how it sounds with the day thereof. Some you like, why the hell is it? I know we're in 2021. Does this say thereof on my goddamn paper? Father shall have custody of this day. Something here by the way. Something. You'd be like, bruh, it is 2021. Why are they writing this in old quicker English, man? The Romans rule over us.
Right.
Go ahead.
God. Verse 28. Neither shall victuals be given to them that take part against them, or weapons, or money, or ships, as it have seemed good to the Romans. But they shall keep their covenants, and that without deceit. Verse 29. According to these articles, did the Romans make a covenant with the people of the Jews. Verse 30. Howbeit, if hereafter the one party or the other shall think meet to add or diminish anything, they may do it at their pleasures. And whatsoever they shall add or take away shall be ratified. Verse 31.
Go ahead.
And as touching the evils that Demetrius doeth to the Jews, we have written unto him, saying, Wherefore hast thou made thy yoke very heavy upon our friends and confederates the Jews? Verse 32. If therefore they complain any more against thee, we will do them justice and fight with thee by sea and by land.
Oh, isn't that so amazing? Our white daddy came and saved us. Our white daddy wrote a letter to the principal to give to the bully. Or our white daddy wrote a letter to the bully's family. Hey, listen, he called them Demetrius. Okay, let me write this letter to Demetrius. It's like your white daddy wrote a letter to your bully's dad that he knows personally. Got from work or from going shopping or something like that. Let me write this letter to Demetrius. Hey, Demetrius, listen, if your kid messes with my kid, I'm gonna whoop your behind. Our white daddy came and saved the day. Oh, Superman, Spider-Man, Roman man. Thank you, Daddy, for helping us against these big bad bullies who we just put 800 of them to death and sent the rest to flight. The hell we needed their help for, man.
Right.
Let's go to chapter 9, y'all. Let's go to chapter 9. Let's see what we can get in chapter 9. This is 11:34. Let's see what we can get in this chapter. We're going to try to get as much in as we can, right? Let me know. This is chapter 9 in 1 Maccabees, chapter 9, verse 1. Ibad, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and read. Got it.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 9, verse 1. Furthermore, when Demetrius heard that Nicanor and his hosts were slain in battle, he sent Bacchides and Alchemus into the land of Judea the second time, and with them the chief strength of his host. Verse 2, who went forth by the way that leadeth to Galgala.
Where have you heard Galgala? Give me the Psalms 83.
Okay.
This is why I put up I put this up right here. Let me take this off real quick. I want to show y'all something. We're gonna read Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Galgala should be somewhere right around here.
Okay.
You can start at the verse wherever it starts. 12.
Okay.
This is Psalm. You can start at 12. Okay. Psalms 83, verse 12, and this is in the Hebrew. I want to pull up while you doing that. I want to pull up Blue Letter Bible. I mean, not Blue Letter Bible. 2letterlookup.com. Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 12 in the Hebrew. Ashar, Amorwa, Nayarashah, La Nawa, Af, Na'awaf, Alahayam. Verse 13. Alahaya. Shayathamwa.
Kagagala. Ka as Galgala in Hebrew. Alahaya. Read that in English for me.
Okay.
Oh, my power. Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, 83 and verse 12 in the English. Who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Verse 13. Oh my God, make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel. Go ahead.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the wind. So now we're going to bring up 2letterlookup.com. All right. I'm actually make this big screen. And we're going to type in Galgala, right? Hold on. What's that? Here we go. So that's G, L, G, L, right? So Galgala, a whirlwind. A whirlwind, dust. And then they got Gilgal. First, let's show all details, right? Now read the scripture for me that we just read in Maccabees.
Okay. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 9 and verse 2. Who went forth by the way that leadeth to Galgala.
To Galgala. So the one that we read in Psalms 83 is a will. Make them like a will, as a stubble before the wind. Galgala, as Galgala, a will, right? But in Maccabees it say as what? What does it say in Maccabees?
Who went forth by the way that leadeth to Galgala.
That leadeth to Galgala. And here it says Gilgal is Strong's 15 and 37. It's the same as Galgala, right? Which is what it is. It's as a properly noun, right? Gilgal, a will rolling. It says the first site of an Israelite camp west of Jordan, on the west side of Jordan, right? It says east of Jericho. Here Samuel was judge, and Saul was made king. Later used for illicit worship, right? Dwelling place of the prophets in northern Israel, about 4 miles or 7 kilometers from Shiloh and Bethel. A region conquered by Joshua, site unsure, right? The exact site where Joshua conquered was unsure, but Galgala was conquered by Joshua. It's near Shiloh and Bethel. The prophets, that was the in the northern kingdom, that's where they stayed. That was their barracks. All right, that was their main city.
Right.
All right. Saul was made king in Galgala, and Samuel judged in Galgala, is east of Jericho, is on the west side of the Jordan River. All right. So now read Maccabees again.
Okay. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 9 and verse 2. Who went forth by the way that leadeth to Galgala, and pitched their tents before Masaloth, which is in Arbela. And after they had won it, they slew much people. Verse 3.
Go ahead.
Also the first month of the 150th. Also the first month of the 152nd year, they encamped before Jerusalem.
All right, so hold on. Let's go back up real quick just so we can get it, right?
Right.
So Demetrius heard Nicanor was killed in a battle, right? And he called alchemists and Bethsides, whatever his name is, into the land of Judah, right, with a host, who went forth by the way that leadeth to Galgala, right? So they went towards Galgala, right, which is near Shiloh and near Bethel, right? And pitched their tents before Masaloth, which is in Arbela. After they had won it, they slew much people, so they killed a lot of us, right? Also in the first month, the 152nd year, they encamped before Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Verse 4. From whence they removed and went to Berea with 20,000 footmen and 2,000 horsemen. Verse 5. Now Judas had pitched his tents at Eleazar and 3,000 chosen men with him. Verse 6. Who seeing the multitude of the other army
Go ahead.
to be so great were sore afraid, whereupon many conveyed themselves out of the host, and so much as there abode of them no more but 800 men.
So it's 800 men there. Go ahead.
Verse 7. When Judas therefore saw that his host slipped away, and that the battle pressed upon him, he was sore troubled in mind, and much distressed, for that he had no time to gather them together.
They was in a battle. It's like, damn, they losing. I want to call them together so we can huddle up and get a plan together, but it's too late. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Nevertheless, unto them that remain, he said, let us arise and go up against our enemies, if peradventure we be able to fight with them. Verse 9. But they dehorted him, saying, we shall never be able. Let us now rather save our lives, and hereafter we will return with our brethren and fight against them, for we are but few.
Now, think about the battle that they just won.
Right.
Soon as they spirit decided to join the white man, they got fearful.
Right.
Right after because that was a fearful thing to do. The demon had already entered into them. The demon had already convinced them, is what I mean by entered into them.
Right.
The demon had already convinced them to join with the oppressor after they just put 800 people straight to death and made everybody else run. I mean, the demon was already in them of fear. So now your captain's saying, all right, or your camp leader like, all right, look, we gotta go help our brothers. You like, whoa, Cap. Why don't we just get up out of here because it's over for them? That's cowardly, man.
Right.
That's cowardly. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Then Judas said, God forbid that I should do this thing and flee away from them. If our time be come, let us die manfully for our brethren, and let us not stain our honor.
Here's what your pastor won't do. He won't die manfully for you, man. You understand that? He won't die like a man for you. He want the oppressor's money. He want it.
Right.
He don't give a damn about his own sons, about all that generational garbage. Listen, I'm gonna speak about generational wealth, but really it's because I'm getting money right now. I'm getting money. But all that money go to his kids, they ain't worried about them damn kids. Like what Jordan said, F them kids. You think your pastor care about them damn kids? He touch kids. He don't give a damn. He will never die manfully for you, which is why he's not a good leader. He's a terrible leader. But a man in Gen.YAHANNA will die manfully for us, man.
That's right.
The generals will put their life on the line for us, man.
Right.
Sitting in council, they ain't got to be in there counseling us. They got to hold damn families, man. More than one rate. They ain't got to sit there and listen to our damn problems. Help us with money. Help us pay the bills. Really? Pay our rent. Make sure we get to school and get to class. Have an open ear for our feelings. Really? They ain't got to do none of that, man.
Right.
They can chill and say, listen, I'll put my brick in, put your brick in. You know what I mean?
Right.
They don't got to let us speak at camp. Y'all brothers speaking at camp, getting all the women in the earth, getting all the glory and the shine. The generals can come up there and just speak all camp, every camp. You get no time in, man. But yet, they care for us. They willing to die for us, man. Like a man, like a real leader. That's what your Christian pastor would never do. And Judas, he was a real leader.
Right.
He didn't make that mistake by saying, maybe we should go and help, join with the Romans. That might be a power move to turn them against each other. But that's a mistake because whether the snake is red, orange, or green, it is still a snake.
Right.
So the red snake and the yellow snake, the python and the cobra, it don't matter. They still snakes.
Right.
As they going to fight each other, if they hungry enough and they both see you, both snakes is going to turn to you.
Right.
Both of them. They're going to be right here. You're going to come up. That python going to look. He's going to slither away. Then once the python start getting at you, the cobra going to slide up too. Like, I ain't need neither.
Right.
And I mean, come on. And you did.
Right.
You did. It's over. It's two stakes, man. Which is why we gotta trust in the Most High.
Right.
We should never ever trust our enemies. Go ahead.
Verse 11. With the host of Bacchides removed out of their tents and stood over against them, their horsemen being divided into 2 troops, and their slingers and archers going before the host. And they that marched in the forward were all mighty men.
So the cats in the front, it ain't like the American army. American army send the weaklings in first to get shot up so that they can hopefully kill a couple cats. So when the strong niggas come in, they can do the rest. I mean, they ain't like the American army. They put their mighty men out first to take out as many little weaklings as they can, hoping that you put your weaklings in the front so they can just tear through it,
right,
and still have a full army.
Right.
I was playing some damn game on my phone. It was like some type of war strategy game, and I noticed that when I put my strongest men in the front and then put like my archers in the back and different cats that had little flamethrowers in the back, that I would win more battles instead of putting them in the front and they all get killed. Now I ain't got no archers, I ain't got no flamethrowers, and I gotta rely on my mighty men when there's a whole army out there in front of them because everybody else getting mangled.
Right.
And I realized, I said, damn, with the mighty men in front, I'm winning. Because they whooping everybody else up, and my flamethrowers is going, and you know what I mean, and my archers is, that was a good strategy. And that's what these Greeks did to us, man. They put their mighty men on the front. Go ahead.
Verse 12. As for Bachides, he was in the right wing. So the host drew near on the 2 parts and sounded their trumpets. Verse 13. They also of Judah's side, even they sounded their trumpets also, so that the earth shook at the noise of the armies. And the battle continued from morning till night. Verse 14. Now when Judas perceived that Bachides and the strength of his army were on the right side, he took with him all the hardy men.
Where you at?
Verse 15 now at the beginning.
Okay, go ahead.
Who discomfited the right wing and pursued them unto the Mount Azotus. Verse 16. But when they of the left wing saw that they of the right wing were discomfited, they followed upon Judas and those that were with him hard at the heels from behind.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. Whereupon there was a sore battle, and so much as many were slain on both parts. Verse 18. Judas also was killed, and the remnant fled.
Dang. They put hands and feet on us. And our leader was killed. Go ahead.
Verse 19. Then Jonathan and Simon took Judas their brother and buried him in the sepulchre of his fathers in Modin.
In Modin, go ahead.
Verse 20. Moreover, they bewailed him, and all Israel made great lamentation for him, and mourned many days, saying, verse 21, How is the valiant man fallen? That delivered Israel. Verse 22. As for the other things concerning Judas and his wars and the noble acts which he did, and his greatness, they are not written, for they were very many.
So he did a ton of valiant acts too, ton of courageous, noteworthy acts too as well. A lot of them where they wasn't even written down.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 23.
Just like Commander GEN.YAHANNA and the generals, man, do so many things that, ain't nobody even documenting the things that they do that is so great. Go ahead.
Now, after the death of Judas, the wicked began to put forth their heads in all the coast of Israel, and there arose up all such as wrought iniquity.
Now, after the death of Judas, the wicked began to put forth their heads in all the coast of Israel, and arose up all such as wrought iniquity. Go ahead.
Verse 24. In those days also was there a very great famine, by reason whereof the country revolted and went with them. Verse 25. Then Bachides chose the wicked men and made them lords of the country.
So, and this is the spirit of every Christian leader. Just like before, when the Greeks, when we weak, the wicked men get courage.
Right.
Because they know that the strong men can't rule over them because they're weaker right now. Might be something going on, might be a famine and something to wherewith they know that if our strong men are weak, everybody else is just regular weaklings. I can game them and I can win. It's like it's more weak than they are strong. And since I'm a professional weak bastard, I might as well gather everybody under me. Just like what I was saying in the Hebrew class the other day to the sister, if I stood next to Creflo Dollar and I say, yeah, man, we got to keep God's laws. God chose us, man. God hates the white man, and that's in the Bible. I lost everybody right there.
Right.
I lost everybody right there. Especially when Creflo Dollar get up and say, well, God said that Jesus and God. And I feel the Holy Spirit, and I start doing all that. All you're going to hear is, yes, Lord, amen, amen. And it's like, nobody else even want to hear me. Because they don't want to hear what's real. They want to hear smooth words. That's a precept, right?
Right.
Speak to us soft words, smooth things, man. Not the things they got to do like, yeah, we got to stop eating pork. We can't celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas because God hates the white man. Oh, gone. Done. And no more truth, I buy. If it's up to the wicked in Israel, they don't want to hear that. They want to hear you're going to get that brand new car because Jesus said so and Jesus loves you and and that's it. They're going to be looking at me like, yeah, he's a damn crazy maniac. Right. Weirdo wearing a whole whatever the hell he got on, looking like Blade and what's the guy off the Matrix? The other cat. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. Like they they ain't trying to hear that, man. And they always do that same thing. Whenever we going through something and they see that the people weak, here comes some wicked bastard to encourage their weakness, to make them feel comfortable in their weakness, man. Go ahead.
Verse 26. And they made inquiry and search.
And listen, let me say this. If you're somebody that gossip, that constantly gossip talking about people, or you just somebody that is weak as hell, always weak in everything you do, or somebody that's struggling, be aware that Satan is trying to keep you comfortable in your weakness. That's what Hebrew Academy is for, man. Hebrew Academy is to break you from that comfort of being weak. When you can't do another push-up and somebody is telling you what to do and you have to obey it, you have no choice but to overcome yourself. That's just like going to the gym and working out. When you don't want to do another sit-up, but you have to, it's because what? You have to overcome the weakness. That's when it counts the most. You know what I mean? How else you going to lift up 500 pounds?
Right.
Niggas don't go to the gym lifting 500 in the first 3 weeks, in the first day, or because they mind said they can do it. That's TV, brother.
Right.
that's TV. That's a movie. I think I can. Yeah, you think you can't. Because when the 500 pounds fall flat on your chest and you see Jesus, then you knew you couldn't do it. You should have prepared yourself. Should have took it step by step. Should have trained and overcome. You know what I mean? It's right. Like, it's saying, I think I can. Listen, do heavyweight champions win the belt from I think I can? Or do they train and fight and get bloody mouths and bloody teeth and black eyes, sparring cats? Ain't like they got into a street fight. They spar and got to go to school with a black eye. Got to go to school with a busted lip. Got to go to work with a black eye, busted lip. Because they love the sport. They have to train.
Right.
How else you going to win the championship?
Right.
You're like, man, listen, I'll put the gloves on with you. I think I can. Sleep. There you go. Hands up, fight in the air. Knocked out. Sleep. Yeah, you didn't do it. You thought you could do it, but he made sure. What's the UPK saying? Don't be sure, make sure, man.
Right.
You train to make sure you win the fight. Not I think I can, I know I can, I will, I can do it because I'm in the truth. Boop bop, sat on your behind. Oh, damn, what happened? You know what I mean? It don't work like that, man. You gotta trust in the Most High, and evil, wicked men know how to gain a weak person, man. Go ahead.
Oh God.
They gain you by making you feel comfortable in your weakness. Making you feel like it's all good to be weak. Go ahead.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 9, and verse 26. And they made inquiry and searched for Judah's friends, and brought them unto Bachites, who took vengeance on them, and used them despitefully.
Now, they was only able to do that because they brothers and sisters, they fellow Israelite brothers and sisters, decided to be weakly cowards, man. And just, give in to the oppressor because of what? Because they thought they couldn't win?
Right.
What happened to that? I think I can. But you didn't think you could just win? Or maybe you really love eating pork more than you love people. I mean, you ain't ever think of that. You love cigarettes more than you love human beings, which is why you are willing to let them die. Who came and saved them? Nobody. But everybody was there when it was time to make peace with Bachites, but nobody there to put him to death.
Right.
Come on, man. And these same cats, when Judas was winning them wars, they was clapping and fasting and faking the funk, man. But now Judas dead. Now they ain't even there to stop the brother from avenging their fellow Israelites, man. I mean, stopping this heathen from avenging their fellow Israelites. Go ahead.
Verse 27. So was there a great affliction in Israel, and like whereof was not since the time that a prophet was not seen among them.
Damn, read that again.
So was there a great affliction in Israel.
There was a great affliction in Israel. Go ahead.
The like whereof was not since the time that a prophet was not seen among them.
Dang, ain't that something? It wasn't since the time that a prophet was not seen among them. That's terrible. That's right. A terrible situation. That is a terrible damn thing, man. Saying that, let's read it again, right? Okay. We're going to break every part down. Where you at?
This book of First Maccabees, the 9 and verse 27.
27, go ahead.
So was there a great affliction in Israel. The like whereof was not since the time that a prophet was not seen among them.
Right.
Verse 28. For this cause all Judah's friends came together.
Okay. Go ahead.
And said unto Jonathan, verse 29, since thy brother Judas died, we have no man like him to go forth against our enemies and Bachites, and against them of our nation that are adversaries to us. Verse 30. Now therefore we have chosen thee this day to be our prince and captain in his stead, that thou mayest fight our battles.
Salakius, I got jammed over the computer. I was trying to fix this thing. Let's go back to what it said, right? Because I wanted to break that down. It says, since a prophet was seen in Israel. Read that again.
This is the book of First Maccabees, to the 9.
Yeah, just that part where a prophet was seen in Israel. Go ahead.
The like whereof was not since the time that a prophet was not seen among them.
The likeness thereof was like the time since a prophet was not seen in Israel. Meaning, since we didn't have a prophet. Now, it's like it was so bad. It was like the time before we had cats really prophesying in Israel.
Right.
That's how bad it was. Because that's how you get prophets, through affliction.
Right.
So it was so bad that it was like before prophets were known. That's how bad it was. Because of weak men. Because of cowardly men. Because of cowardly women, weak women. weak children, cowardly children, bad leaders, cowardly leaders, selfishness, sinners, iniquity. Nobody that really was faithful in serving the Lord, man. Look at us today. The things that happened then led all the way up until today. Even if they did join with the Romans, why in the hell would everybody go and serve Beth-Chides? They should, for all that, we should have just all perished.
Right.
And the Lord could have made us born again through one man, and we came back as the somethinites and ruled the world like that. Right. I'd take that than have to do this.
Right.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish. Come on, dang, I got to do that. Oh man, listen, I'd have rather been the the Moabite and came back and then power and Moabalitis or whatever. I don't know. God dang. Mubala. Kwam Mubala. You know what I mean? And then go out like a damn coward, man.
Right.
With that being said, y'all, this was the last one. I'm about to say last one I could die. This was the Letter Hebrews Speak, man. We held it down for General Hazayim and Captain Akkad Abarayim, man. It's always a pleasure, Israel, man. We going through, we went through some history of the Maccabees, man. Showing you how everything got, the way it is. All right. With that being said, y'all, pay y'all tithes. Watch Commander General Yohanna tonight. Tune into the class, man, with 12 Shield General Mahyman. And with that being said, Shalom, Israel.
Warrior with the hands, that's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best that you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Pay back in every breath, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the dark. And I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty food for thought. Just gotta watch who I'm feeding. Now they walking with them angels. So I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby fat song. Better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like Stacklaw. Dumb dogs all barked out. Behind me say I cut full. No room for emotion. So I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't UPK, then they in the way. My niggas righteous. They real. They down to something. Flow so deep, they drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah? Well, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers. I'm just too loyal to my own. That's what they believe. Hard for me to follow. Don't rank me no head. And I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask some UPK, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing. Gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit, I be thinking. Watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart. And Alana, she so beautiful. But they ain't like other babies. And they daddy far from usual. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about the shit I used to do in that 98 Navy. The 10 leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make it weak. I found out that the truth was bitter. The lies are sweet. Tried everything. I guess me and Yohanna had to meet. Now I make the blind see. And I make the dead speak. And teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man. They better bring their blood. The band sheets, chaos match the time. This Glock match my handpiece. And I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house. Or take a check. 144 in the black trench on some hitman shit. She called it 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame. Ass why tell them I'm loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I want that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king.